My name's Robert. The visit, the one that was supposed to be normal, turned out to be the worst night of my life. I'd finally graduated. My parents were proud. The weekend came and I drove 2 hours out to my grandparents' place just to tell them in person. They were so happy. All hugs, all "we knew you could do it." Later that night, Gramps pulled me aside. "Robert," he said, "can I ask you for a favor?" I said, "Yeah, what is it?" "One small favor," he said. "The old farmhouse. Buyers are finally coming to see it tomorrow. Could you just check on the old place?" I hadn't seen it since I was a kid, but I didn't mind. It was just another hour's drive. I left the next day. The sky looked wrong. Bruised purple, heavy clouds hanging like a curtain. The news had already warned about a severe storm, but I kept driving. By the time I got there, the light was almost gone. The farmhouse stood black against the horizon like a shadow that didn't belong. As soon as my boots hit the mud, the sky ripped open. Thunder, rain, wind so violent it felt alive. The storm was bad enough that I had to stay the night at the farm. I shoved the door open and went inside. Pitch black. I pulled out my phone. Flashlight on. The first thing that hit me was the smell. Dust, yeah, but under that, something foul, rotten, like raw meat left out for days. I tried to breathe through my mouth. As I was processing the smell, suddenly, I heard something upstairs. Suddenly, my heart started beating faster. Just the wind, I told myself. This old house is falling apart. Still, I had to be sure, so I started checking the house. Living room, fine. Dining room, fine. But the smell, it was stronger now, coming from the back of the house, the kitchen. My light slid across the kitchen counter. Old wooden cabinets warped with age, a rusted sink, and right beside it, a heavy cleaver. The blade was black with rust, the wood beneath it splintered and stained. This shouldn't be here. As I was examining it all, suddenly I heard a faint boot scrape upstairs. I froze. Not the wind. The sound wasn't the wind this time. The sound came from the stairs, so I went towards the living room to check it. As I was about to go upstairs to check, I heard a sound. It was like someone chewing. Suddenly, I heard the door slowly opening. I panicked, killed my light, and went straight downstairs. I ducked behind a tall sheet-covered armchair, buried my face in the musty fabric, tried to breathe quietly. The creaking footsteps stopped. Silence. Just the storm. A minute passed and I couldn't hear anything. The silence was horrifying. I had to look. As I looked, I saw a man stood in the middle of the room. My heart stopped at that moment. I couldn't see his whole body, but I could tell by his shadow that he's tall, painfully thin. As I watched him, he didn't move. At first, I thought, why isn't he moving? But then he began to feel around, touching furniture, walls, objects. Seeing this, I realized he was blind. Relief flooded through me. He can't see me. But then something horrifying happened. As he moved his arm up, I saw a piece of raw meat in his hand. That moment hit me like a truck. As I sat there and watched, he bit into it, chewed, swallowed. He was a cannibal, I said to myself. I wanted to scream, but all I could do was stare. When he was done, he turned and walked towards the kitchen. This was my chance to run. I stood, slow as I could, took one step, Suddenly, my phone rang. It was my Gramps calling me. The man heard the sound and looked in my direction. I threw the phone. It hit the far wall. I ran. I didn't shut the car door, just floored the gas. The blind man stood in the doorway, not chasing, just standing. I never told my grandparents. I just said the storm was too bad. It destroyed what was left of the old place. But when I close my eyes, I still hear that chewing and wonder how close he was.